5280 Sports Network. Good morning, Nate Lundy and Shawn's not here. Actually, Shawn under the weather with a bit of a head cold, so you're stuck with me this morning. It's a Thursday edition of the Morning Minute. The Broncos coaching search continues to be the top news in terms of the Denver Broncos here locally. We sort of are in a wait-and-see mode right now in terms of the interviews. Obviously, they have interest in candidates who are still in the playoffs, and so they have to wait for when they have permission, when they have the opportunity. Are they bringing the candidate here? Are they flying to the candidate? But the three names continue to be Dave Tobe, the special teams coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator in Atlanta, and of course Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator in Miami. I think that initially the knee-jerk reaction was a Kyle Shanahan, an offensive-minded. You got to fix the offense. You got to work with these two young quarterbacks. But we've watched over the course of the last 24 hours, a number of stories have come out from various sources talking about how Vance Joseph not only is up near the top with Kyle Shanahan, but some folks actually saying that Vance Joseph is the leader in the clubhouse when it comes to this job. We know he's interviewed with John Elway and the Broncos before, that they had interest in him, not only when they went and ultimately hired Gary Kubiak, but then to be the defensive coordinator for Gary Kubiak. So Vance Joseph, very familiar to this team in terms of their interviews, of course the CU ties, Matt Russell, etc. So we'll see how much of that is actually going to come true by the time they talk to everybody. A number of the national folks still believe that Kyle Shanahan has the interest in the job and that the Broncos have interest in him. So we'll see exactly where ultimately that conversation goes with the coaching positions. Also very curious to see what San Diego will do because of the divisional side of things. Now that they have fired Mike McCoy, who I think will ultimately wind up landing as an offensive coordinator somewhere else in the league. However, where do the San Diego Chargers go? Because when you look at the overall openings in the NFL right now of the 6 jobs, I think San Diego's opening is one of the higher ones on the list if you were to rank the attractiveness to potential coaches. And part of that has to do with the fact that look at some of the weapons that are there. San Diego, by the end of the season, had 19 players on injured reserve. I'm sorry, with very few exceptions in the league, are you going to put that many guys on IR and still have success? So there's a lot of talent there. You obviously have a fantastic quarterback in Phillip Rivers. I think that makes that job appealing to a potential coaching candidate as well. So I'm very curious, because of the division, obviously, to see what happens with the San Diego job and who they ultimately go with that can work with Phillip Rivers as he goes down the backstretch of his career, with the ability with Melvin Gordon, with the defensive rookie of the year probably in Joey Bosa. So a lot could happen there with the Chargers. Looking forward, by the way, over the next couple of weeks of talking with you about what the Broncos wind up doing in the NFL draft. Had a great discussion this morning on the radio show with our buddy Matt Miller from Bleacher Report, who covers the NFL draft. Actually, he's the only one of the guys that does a full 7-round mock. We talked a lot about where the Broncos might go and the direction that they could point themselves, as well as talking about some of the success and non-success the Broncos have had in recent years. So a great discussion with Matt. If you missed that, it's posted up at 5280sportsnetwork.com. You can go back and listen to it, and we'll talk about it more as we go through the next few weeks, because it's draft season already. So for the non-existent Shawn Drotar, my name is Nate Lundy. Thanks for being here this morning. Enjoy the Morning Minute. MileHighSports.com, 5280sportsnetwork.com. We'll see you tomorrow.